So in the last lecture, we were solving this problem, and in this problem, if you solve it by using the law of triangle, then you can draw the triangle like this. For example, first of all, you can draw the p vector, p force vector in this way, and then you can draw another vector. That is, you can name it PAC. So PAC is acting along AC link, and then you will find AB force along AB link. So because we know that in law of triangle, we draw the vectors in following manner. How we draw? First, we draw one component. So let's start with PAC. So suppose we are taking this PAC along this AC length towards C, then this PAC is fine. There is no problem. Then we will draw another component. Okay. So this is a component of force along AB. So suppose we must consider this force uh, in such a way that it starts from the tip of force PAC. Okay, and a particular order should be followed. Okay, so how the order is followed? If you are drawing one vector in this way, then another vector should start from its tip and drawn like this. Okay, so suppose this is your PAC and this is your PAB. Then this P is given as, it is given in the problem that this P is representing the resultant force. So how you draw resultant? It starts from the tail of the first force vector. So it is the tail of PAC, first force vector, and it ends at the tip of the second force vector, that is PA. So in this way, you can draw the resultant force P, that is 100 kN. So if you apply this law of triangle, then you can further apply sine law. Okay, so for applying sine law, you need to know all the angles. So these angles you can determine from geometrical analysis. So you will get these angles. Finally, your this diagram for log triangle will look in this particular form. And if you apply sine law corresponding to this triangle, you will get 100 divided by sine 35 degree. So what is this 35 degree? Angle opposite to this vector P is equal to 100 kN. So this is the angle opposite to this vector. So we are getting 100 divided by sine 35. Then PAB is this vector, and angle opposite to this vector is this 35. So PAB by sine 35 equals to PAC is this vector, and angle opposite to this vector is 110. So PAC by sine 110, and finally we are getting PAB is equal to 100 and PBC is equal to 163.8 kilometer. Okay, so in this way we are getting the forces. Now, then in the previous class we discussed the concepts of solving problems of vectors in Cartesian space, and in Cartesian space we represented any force in this form. Force is equal to x component of force into I. Okay, so this form you know very well. So if you represent a force in this form, then you can find out its magnitude by using this formula. Then we can represent this force vector into a unit force vector along the same direction. So unit force vector UA will be found out by dividing this whole force vector divided by its magnitude. And this AX by A represents cos alpha. This represents cos beta, and this represents cos gamma. So if you want to find out alpha, so what is alpha? Alpha is inclination of vector A with x axis. Okay. Or if you are asked in the question that determine inclination of this force vector with y axis, then this beta will give you that answer. Or if you are asked to find out inclination of force vector A with the z axis, then you can just answer the value of gamma, it will be correct. Now there is another formula, that is cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So suppose this alpha value is unknown for you, and just two angles are given, that means beta and gamma are given, then you can directly apply this formula to find out this alpha. And there is another formula, that is A is equal to A cross UA. So in the previous lecture, I said that if a letter is written in bold manner, then it represents vector. Otherwise, it represents a scalar. So if letter A is written in bold, then it represents the force vector or any vector. And if the same letter is written without bold, then it will represent the magnitude of this vector. Okay, so this A is representing magnitude of this force vector A. And now if you multiply this magnitude with a unit vector along the vector A, then it will be equal to the original vector. So A is equal to A into dU. Vector is equal to its magnitude into its direction, that is unit vector. So these things we discussed in the previous class. And this type of problem you have already solved in the tutorial class. So I'm skipping this one. Next, I would like to discuss the new topic, okay, that is free body diagram. So I think you have already heard, you have already used this free body diagram in your earlier class, in your I think in 12th standard, but still I will give some brief introduction. So this free body diagram helps us to simplify a problem. For example, suppose this problem is given to us, and in this problem, uh, a color light signal is hanging with three ropes. Okay, so this is one rope, two rope, three rope, and you are asked to find out tension in each rope. Okay, tension in each rope. Then you can, if you draw a three body diagram, then you can easily find out all the tensions all the tensions present in the system. Otherwise, without applying FBD, it will be very much difficult. So how we apply FBD? So very simple. We apply a BD by separately drawing the forces acting on each link. So suppose first of all we are considering this color light signal as a link, and we are applying all the internal forces. So this is tension acting along this rope, and this is external force mg. Okay, that is because of gravitational pull. So if you know this force system, you can directly apply the formula T3 minus mg is equal to 0. Just balance the forces, you will get T3. Similarly, if you apply FBD at this point, so FBD at this point will give you this type of uh, drawing, or this type of representation where three forces are acting at this point. So if you know this FBD, then you can apply Lami's theorem again, and you can find out T1, T2, and T2. So in this way, we use Lami's theorem. So suppose this problem is given to you, and in this problem, there is two slant edges are there, and on the two slant edges, two balls or two circular solids are placed, and they are stabilized with the help of, suppose, one cord, one rope. Okay, so this is the system, and you want to determine the tension and the normal reaction. Okay, so this is a complex system. You can simplify it using free body diagram. So let's apply the free body diagram. How you will apply? So first of all, apply the external force. Okay, so this solid object will be pulled due to gravity. So suppose this is the gravitational pull, gravitational force, and suppose this is a normal reaction, and there will be a tension force acting along the rope. So suppose this is tension. Now along this string, you will get to, okay. So now you can draw the FBD at point A. So FBD at point A will look like this arrangement. Now because you are getting a tension along this string, then this tension will be balanced by another tension which will pull the body B, and then on the body B you will again get a wave force and a force due to normal reaction. So again you can draw a BD for point B. So a BD for point B will be appearing somewhat like this arrangement. Now you can apply Lami's
So
theorem.
how did he give that 30-degree angle and 60-degree?
Okay, so for that you have to analyze its geometry. So this angle 60 degrees given, this is given as 30 degree, and this normal reaction will act perpendicular to the slant edge. Okay, so this NA, and this NA is making 30 degree with the horizontal. So can you find out this angle? See, this angle is 60 degree. So this angle will again be 60 degree, and this whole angle is 90 degree. That means this remains 30 degree angle. That's why you are getting here 30 degree. And similarly, you can find out 60 degree corresponding to this ND value. It's very simple. Just draw a horizontal line here. This angle is 30 degree. So this angle will also be 30 degree, and this whole angle is 90. So this will be 60. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, we have another example where in a container, two balls are resting on on each other, and we are naming one ball as ball A and another ball as ball B, and the intersection point or the point of contact we are naming as point P, and this is N point, M point, and this is Q point. So if you want to draw three body diagram for this system, then you can do one thing. First of all, draw forces at this interface point. Suppose this is the forces acting on each ball at this interfacing point. Next, you can apply the external force due to gravity. So this is force due to gravity, force due to gravity at point P. And at this end point, you will get normal reaction. So this is normal reaction. At this end point, again, you will get normal reaction. And at this point, you will get normal reaction. Okay. So these forces, if you means represent all forces on this system, then you will get these many number of forces. Now you can draw a BD for each point. Okay, so a BD for point A will look like this one. So here the NN, FP, WA, NN, and the FBD of ball B will take this form. So now I think you can easily apply Lami's theorem. But whenever you apply Lami's theorem, then always remember two things. Okay, the first thing is that it is only applicable to those conditions where only three forces are acting at a point. This is very important condition. And the second condition is that these three forces should be directed out or outward directed or inward directed. So all forces must be directed either outward or inward. Okay. So if you want to apply Lami's theorem here, then first check whether these two conditions are fulfilled or not. If not fulfilled, you cannot apply Lami's theorem. If you are applying Lami's theorem on this ABD, then again check whether these two conditions are satisfied or not. So tell me whether you can apply Lami's theorem on this problem or not. For ABD at point A, can you apply Lami's theorem?
No, sir.
Okay. So everyone is thinking that we cannot apply Lami's theorem at point A, or is there anyone?
Yes,
who
sir,
is,
we can apply.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can apply.
Okay. Why? What is the reason?
सर नॉर्मल और ग्रेविटी की फोर्स एक ही लाइन में है.
Yes. So we can simplify these two forces into one force. Okay. So finally, this point A will be. So there will be only three forces acting on this point. Okay. So because three forces are acting, and there is another condition that these three forces must be acting either outward or inward. But in this condition, all forces are not acting outward or inward. So what to do?
How can it is not possible because that WA force is like it's going outward. It's not meeting at the same point where other two forces are meeting. So we can't apply.
Which two force? This force and this force.
No, sir. Like the diagram where it's written FBD at ball A.
Mm-hmm.
So they are like we can't apply, na? this
Why?
theorem.
Because this first condition is not satisfied, or you think
Yes,
the second condition is
sir,
not
the
satisfied?
first condition is not satisfied. Like at the point A.
At point A, you can draw a BD in this form as well. So suppose this is your F P, this is your force N, okay, and you can say that this force is N minus WA. Okay, you can consider these two forces as a single force. So if you draw a BD like this, so now can you apply?
Yes, now we can apply.
Yes. So in this way, you can simplify the BD and you can apply Lang's theorem. So whenever you see four forces acting at a point, don't get feared. Just simplify it and uh, get a system of three forces.
Sir, so in such a way we can apply this theorem in the FBD of ball B also, like we can write WB as minus of WB.
Yes, definitely. So there are two possibilities. The first possibility is you write minus WB and reverse the direction. Okay. And another possibility is that you bring this WB over here. So the now direction is same as given in the problem. Right here WB. Now all forces are concentric. So you can apply Lang's theorem.
Sir, so basically we have to rearrange the vectors to apply the theorem, and always we have to do the same.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, sir.
So, otherwise, what will happen if you consider this WB over here, then angle corresponding to this WB will be this angle, and you will get wrong answer. But if you rearrange this WB and you put it here, then what will happen? You will get the angle corresponding to this WB as this angle. Okay, and both angles are different, isn't it?
Sir, so is there any specific alteration we'll have to make in the equations so that we change its position?
Sorry, Aditya, I could not hear. Please repeat your question.
We have to make a specific alteration in the equation so that we replace the position of WB, or the equation will remain same.
See, uh, there is no fixed method. That means both methods are valid. You can apply either you can shift this WB upward, or you can just put a negative sign and reverse the direction. Okay. And one more thing, you can do another thing is that so this was WB, and this FP was acting like this, and there was one NQ force. So you can do one thing. Suppose this WB is there, keep it there, put NQ like this, and FP like this. So again, you can apply the Lami's theorem. I hope.
सर ये सारी
this is clear.
सर ये सारी जो कॉन्टेक्ट फोर्सेज है सारे सब सेंटर की ओर ही लगेंगे ना, जैसे सर जो बॉल ए पर जो बी रखी हुई है तो जो कॉन्टेक्ट की वजह से जो फोर्स लग रही है हमेशा सेंटर की ओर लगेगी ना.
हाँ बिल्कुल
Center of mass
सेंटर की, यस बिल्कुल सेंटर की ओर लगेगी, लेकिन एक थ्योरम होता है ट्रांसबिलिटी ऑफ फोर्सेस एट ए पॉइंट. उसके अकॉर्डिंग अगर एक पॉइंट पे फोर्स इस तरह से लग रहा है तो आप बोल सकते हो कि इस पॉइंट पे इस तरह का फोर्स लग रहा है, और दोनों की जो नेचर होगी, जो दोनों का आउटकम होगा वो सेम होगा.
अच्छा 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 सर इसमें जो बॉल जो दोनों है उसका एंगल दिया रहेगा कि हम एंगल कंस्ट्रक्शन से निकालना पड़ेगा मैथमेटिक्स का यूज करके?
नहीं बिल्कुल, वो जो है ना हो सकता है कि आपको कुछ एक दो एंगल भी हुई हो, जैसे कि मान लो ये एंगल आपको गिवन हो फ्रॉम हॉरिजॉन्टल, और बाकी आपको हो सकता है कुछ ज्योमेट्री से निकालना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज ये 90 डिग्री है, ये 90 डिग्री है, तो आप ज्योमेट्री से बाकी एंगल निकाल सकते हो. ठीक है जी. तो भी बहुत सारे एग्जांपल हैं, हम लोग करके देखते हैं तो भी अच्छी होगा. तो या द सेम problem now we have got in numerical form. So here two spherical balls each having radius 20 centimeter. So radius of these two balls are 20 centimeter, and their weight are also same. Their weight are 200 Newton each. They are kept between two vertical walls 60 centimeter apart. So this distance is given as 60 centimeter. You have to determine the reactions at all contact points. So you are asked to find out this reaction, and this reaction. And it is also given that the balls are placed such that AB is double than AO. Here it is given that this AB length is double than the length AO. So these information are given to you. Now you can easily find out all the angles, all the required angles. So first of all, let's draw the free body diagram. So we will start with the force acting at the interface points. So this is the reaction force acting on these two balls. Now weights are acting on each ball. So this is the weight acting on ball A, weight acting on ball B. Then reaction at this point, reaction at this point, reaction at this point. So now if you draw the FBD for point A, okay, then it will look like this. Okay, and if you draw a BD of ball B, point B, then you will get these three forces. Now you can find out all the angles. So this angle is 90 degree, this angle is again 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. What will be this angle or this angle? So you can find out this angle theta with the help of this information, that this AB is equal to 2AO. Okay. So easily you can find out this theta by using, I think, cos theta.
Yes, sir.
So this cos theta will give you AO divided by AB, isn't it? And finally you will get half. So theta will be how much?
60.
60 degrees. So in this way, from geometrical analysis or from numerical analysis, you can find out all the angles. So in this way, we have got this theta. Now apply sine law. So sine law states that this 200 Newton force. So first, let's apply sine law on this problem. So this WB is given as 200 Newton. So 200 Newton divided by this angle. So this angle will be, this is 90 degree. And what will be this angle?
30 degree.
ओके 30 कैसे होगा, ये हो जाएगा आपका 30 डिग्री. सो दिस एंगल विल आल्सो बी 30 डिग्री. सो यहाँ पे अपने को मिल गया 30 डिग्री. सो दिस होल एंगल इज 120. सो WB divided by sin 120 is equals to RE force divided by which angle? This angle. So what is this angle? This angle is 60 degree. This one is 90 degree. So total 150 degree. Sin 150. Sorry, sin 150. Then RF divided by this angle. So this angle is 90 degree. So RF divided by sin 90. If you solve it, you will get RE and RF. So you know, if you know this RE and RF, then just put the RF value here, and you can easily find out this RC value. So simplify this FBD in this particular form, like this is your RC, this is your RF. So this force is WA minus RD, and this RF is given to you, that is 230.94 Newton. So you can apply sine law like WA minus RD divided by sine. What will be this angle? So this angle is 60 degree, isn't it? And this one is 180. So total angle will be 180 plus 60. That means 240. Please calculate. Please find out this angle. Then another will be RC divided by this angle. So this angle is 30 degree. So sine 30 equals to this RF. RF is given. RF divided by this angle. So this angle is sine 90. So you have sine formula. Just solve it and you will get RC is equal to 115, RD is equal to 4.